talking about. So if I have my array of numbers, and I'll just throw away things like brackets and commas a lot of the time because yeah, it gets a little bit hard to draw them all. But then we ask ourselves the question, okay, well, how many permutations of this array are there? Okay, well, one of the first obvious ones is, well, a permutation of that array, the original array, is it just itself. But 2 and 1 might swap, so this is another permutation. Or let's say 2 and 3 swap, so we had something like 2. Okay, but there's still more. Perhaps we can have 3 and 1 swapped, so they end up there. Perhaps we had all elements in completely different positions. And let me quickly try to remember what I have missed. Then I guess one other permutation will be, yeah, 2, 3, 1. Okay, so this is the maximum number of ways we can re-represent that array. Okay, and we can obviously just count that and say, well, the answer here is 6. Okay, we can also express this as a formula as well. So if we want the number of permutations based upon how many elements we're actually selecting from that array, well, we can write that as the factorial of n over the factorial of the number of elements minus the number of elements we're selecting, factorial. In this case, it's quite straightforward because in our case, we have 3 elements and we want to include all of the elements. So we just say all of them, factorial, which should give us 3 factorial over 1 in the end, and 3 factorial, just checking people's factorial math, is 6. Thank you, Vincent. Okay. So for any given size of array, we can quickly work this out. And just for reference, if you say if our array was actually 1 all the way up to 10, then we would say, well, there will be 10 factorial permutations, which ends up being a very big number, which you can type into Google or something and get an idea of how quickly the growth of numbers are when you use the factorial function. Desperately hoping someone's going to type that into Google so I don't have to. Thank you, Alexander. Okay, so it becomes a very big number, 3628800. Okay,